Why do you think we're seeing all of a sudden in this day and age, the last 2 years, so many deaths in the bodybuilding world?
Don't forget Jen too, her passing away.
Jen Hernandez, yeah, absolutely.
Oh gosh, that was terrible too.
I know, yeah.
All this, yeah, and it's amazing. I mean, there have been the bigger ones too, you know, like Dallas over the years, and there's always a little conversation.
Welcome guys to my YouTube channel Joan in the bodybuilding podcast. Today's session I wanted to dig up with discussion with all of you guys about Palumbo new YouTube video interview with Dr. Victor Riz, I think. I forget the name is, but I'm gonna show you the thumbnail of the video is this. This is not about what I want to talking bad or talking trash anymore about Palumbo because of his issue. Because of his issue with Sean Ray. Of course, we really mad and we really shocked about his show, his interview with Sean Ray. But today, this is the positive vibes video. I want to invite all of you, especially for bodybuilders, all of us. The competitors, actively competitors, can learning something, okay? Even Palumbo, I know, was really doing something wrong, but it doesn't mean I'm talking about me right now. I cannot learning anything again from Palumbo because that's human. We all have doing something wrong. Doesn't mean we're not learning anymore from his person. Today, I'm invite you to keep learning from Palumbo because so much learning and so much science we can get and we can make it ourselves better, okay? Even Palumbo have doing something wrong, but doesn't mean we don't want to learning anymore from his video and all of his statement and science knowledge that he have. So today I'm gonna all this video clip what we can learning together with Palumbo interview with doctor.
What's the number one injury you see in bodybuilders?
Tendon injuries or arthritis in the older bodybuilders, of course.
Yeah.
But tendon injuries are most common, whether it be biceps. Very rarely do you see triceps in anybody other than somebody lifting weights.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, in bodybuilders, what's the most prevalent? Bicep tears?
I would say quad or patellar tendon is more common than a biceps even.
Yeah. Those are, as I can attest,
it's
not a fun operation. It's not a fun operation to recover from, that's for sure.
And almost every one of them isn't while they're training. It's something else. You stepped on a step funny, you
branch slipped, right?
Curve.
Yeah. Evan said the funny on the ice, you know.
Well, good statement that he's making. Of course, I believe, especially in the bodybuilding world and the bodybuilders, so many bodybuilders right now, actively competitor who have the injury from the patellar tendon for general, okay? So much bodybuilder have this issue. I'm not saying name, they say name. They say Evan Centopani, Brent Warren, and everything else, okay? I'm not saying name, they say, okay? But anyway, this video, it's not about making bad vibes, but I'm invite you from beginning to learning what we can learning something from this doctor and Palumbo interview from this video.
Why aren't people taking more advantage of the technology we have? They're taking advantage of the technology in terms of training and supplementation, but they're not taking advantage of the medical technology we have available now.
Yeah, I think there's a couple aspects of that. You know, when it comes to the younger athletes and things, you know, you're an athlete, you're a bodybuilder, you're supposed to be healthy, you're in shape, you're eating the right foods and things. There may not be this feeling that you're unhealthy, and I think we have to open the eyes to the fact that the yo-yo dieting and the bulk phases and the coming on and off of gear, how they affect your whole system. Sometimes it's the coming off that's the worst part for you. So it's something where we have to get the younger people, or even the ones who just think that they're healthy, realize that they need this.
Well, I can agree with his statement about it's because his yo-yo diet, maybe from the bulking pace, maybe they just coming off and on of the gear, and what kind of like the supplement stuff they're using. But what I don't agree is the doctor, he's just specific going to the younger coming bodybuilder. Just said the younger bodybuilder. This is just not relate to younger bodybuilder, I think. The old bodybuilder, this is really relate. It's not just about younger bodybuilder. Look at the Greg Kovacs, okay? Look at the Victor Richard, okay? Handle the package amount of the mass monster. Do you think it's healthy? I don't know. I cannot say they healthy. I cannot say they not healthy, okay? But don't just say specifically relate to younger bodybuilder. I cannot agree for this statement, okay? Because not only younger bodybuilder who taking and using amount of the drugs, amount of the supplementation they're using stuff, okay? Not only younger bodybuilder. Okay.
And then the second aspect is going to be, the fear of going to the doctor,
Right.
the fear of judgment. I talked about this before, where if you're being judged by your own physician and said, "Oh, you got to stop that stuff. You can't be doing this bodybuilding."
You don't want to go. You don't even want to go hear it, right? It's your parents telling
You won't want to go. I have more.
I think it's not only younger bodybuilder who have ever said and doing this. I think Dave Palumbo back in the day, when he was the base monster, I think he was doing something like what the doctor said, okay? Dave Palumbo, I think, taking more for back in the day from his era, okay? When he was actively competitor bodybuilders, I think Dave Palumbo doing the same thing.
What needs to be done to institute health screening? Because I believe, this is my belief, and I want to hear what you have to say. My belief is that if you force people to get health screening, I'm not talking about like massive amount of tests. I'm talking about a cardiac CT scan, an echocardiogram, blood pressure checks, fasting blood sugars, hemoglobin A1Cs, kidney function. If people can pass these tests and be in a normal, acceptable range, then they're going to be much healthier. And what it does is it puts a speed block in what they're doing. Because bodybuilders like to go 100 miles an hour all the time. They like to take gears. A lot of guys don't go off. They stay on cycle all year round. And we know that's not good. You got to give your body time to cycle off stuff, to detoxify itself, et cetera, et cetera. And I feel that by doing a yearly screening on all these IFBB pros, you're going to force them to come off the gear, clean out, pass the screening, and at least make them aware of what's going on. If someone has the third...
Is this the question from Dave Palumbo, or this is the statement from himself? What the questions? He's really talking too much. He's talking a lot for his question. Of course, you have to find out the sweet spot and not taking the body rest, taking the body off for short time, and you can cycle on anymore if your nervous system was normal, your blood pressure, your kidney, everything else. What do you mean? You just said, oh, you have to be healthy for this time and going to be dangerous zone. Again, if all of the nervous system, all of the what kind like the body type is really normal back again. What do you mean? You suggesting the people to off the cycle for the short term and going on anymore?
First, we have to find where problems lie. So we're talking about all these deaths that are occurring. Like I said earlier, nothing is directly correlated to. We don't know the diagnoses, first of all, and they're not dying on stage. George dying before he gets there. If you let's just say, let's play devil's advocate here. If you institute a testing requirement of some kind, even if it's going to have to be randomly throughout the year and whenever, just to maybe get your card or something like that. And then when you do that, then how does that affect when you get on stage?
There's have experience back in the day when bodybuilders dying on stage and bodybuilders not dying on stage. Like you said, Josh Peterson, he's dying first before he gets into the stage. Maybe 1 or 2 days, 1 day before he going to the stage. Not all of the bodybuilder dying on the stage, okay? But you have to realize and have the institute what the requirements of the rules of the organization, okay? Because the solution is from organization himself. The IFBB have to make the new rules, have to making the change. You're not need to doing the cycle, the amount of the drugs for winning the show. That's the point, okay? That's the rule of organization. Just tell to Jake Wood or Tyler Manion to making the change to decrease the amount of the death of bodybuilders what we get from this year, because so many people are fall and dead because of this word bodybuilding. That's making the bodybuilding word bad, and so much people feel about bodybuilding it's the dangerous.
Say, hey, you better reverse this, or we're not going to give you your pro card.
It's this conversation that makes us aware of it. These kinds of conversations, and keep doing them, that makes you aware of it. The organization, from the trainers and the coaches and the athletes themselves taking responsibility for their health. I don't think that we can mandate our way to healthy bodybuilders.
Yes, like I said, all of these things back again about the organization. Should the organization, especially IFBB, to making the change, to making the improvement for better what the bodybuilders cannot going and get into the dangerous zone. They have to make it the limit, the new limit, and make it the changes for the bodybuilding world. And that's gonna make the bodybuilding is not really dangerous and it's not really bad. It depends on how you're making and taking this statement of bodybuilder for your life. It's going too far or not, because it depends on how you do it for your life and for your healthy and for your body. If you find the comfort zone, whether you're taking amount of the drugs or not, whether you're doing naturally, well, of course there is no natural bodybuilders, but if you enhance yourself with the right doses, it's not gonna make it the dangerous and it's not gonna make it yourself bad. If you know the right doses and if you know what's the limit for your body and your health. So that's what I want to make it this video about, guys. So hopefully this video can make it to benefit and get the value for all of you who are actively competitors, or maybe for all of you who are not really actively competitor bodybuilder can learning something. We have to learning more and more, because that's the purpose and that can make it our life better. Thank you so much guys for watching. I'm your host Joan Sagala signing out. May God bless you all.